What is up, everybody? I hit you with a super long episode on Friday, so I will just cut right to it today. I have no idea how we are supposed to live without Jesus and the peace that only the Holy Spirit can bring. I talked about this on Clay and I's podcast, Discord and Harmony, last week. I had posted one of the parenting yearly posts of favorite school, whatever posters. And Breckens had his teacher and school location. And over 10 people now have messaged me telling me, take it down. You know what else happened last week? Somebody stole 2.9 billion names, social security numbers from a company that has it for some reason. Somebody stole my agent's check from a church that received their check. I can just go on and on and on. This world's a fallen place. There are going to be things we cannot control. I've had to learn the hard way at times to give things over to God, to not worry about tomorrow because today has enough to be concerned about, and ultimately giving over control of the world is only made possible through Jesus. And I want to talk about that today. That as I was walking my journey with God and some of the paradigm shifts that I talked about last week, it all was centered on the idea of giving up control. I think I always knew that that was why I wanted to be a doctor, why I wanted to be a scientist slash biochem degree major, because I knew that if I studied, if I stepped into this realm, there was a cause and a response, and there was an experiment to be had. I could look at the data and I could draw a conclusion and I could control it. I could control things because that is the way the world had been designed. But that is why we needed Jesus to come to this world, because the world has fallen. That reality was hard for me to grasp, especially initially. But I've seen constantly the benefits of being able to walk with the Holy Spirit and to learn how to find peace in the midst of uncertainty. And I woke up today and I have no idea why my anxiety is as bad as it is. I'm confident that I will figure it out here in the next week or two. Something's probably going on. Over the last 8 months, I've dealt with depression and walked significantly through the unknown in the midst of what I would call the closest I've ever been with God. And I think He's preparing me and us for something, but I don't know what it is yet. Today is one of those days. And the only answer that I have is to pray and ask God to give me peace and allow the Spirit to work and to be able to find joy in the midst of the journey. Patience in not knowing the exact answer right away. Understanding that His way is better than mine. And so this afternoon, I told Chelsea she's finally back. Yay. That I just want to go work in the movie theater. I'll watch a movie and then I'll go to my meeting tonight and continue on with my day. And the movie I chose was Rob Peace. And it was talking about this exact thing, that he wanted to control a situation. His father was a convict that had been accused of a crime, and the son was a brilliant kid that ultimately made promises to his dad that he's going to do his best to get him out, and had to go through significant life challenges to keep that promise, and ultimately leads to his destruction. And to watch the way in which this young bright mind pursued control and became a scientist, graduated from Yale, and gave his life away when the answers weren't all there and he thought he could control the situation. And a life was cut short based on him trying to control the world. And I think there was a lesson within the movie to know that God gave us Jesus and he gave us grace for a reason. That it is because of his grace, it's that he died for us and sent the Holy Spirit so that we can tap into these fruits that he promises, because we're not able to do it on our own. And I think Rob in this movie, and it is a true story, that doesn't appear to have a Christ element. Maybe there is. I need to go look. It's based on a book. But we will always fall short if we try to control this world with our human hands. And we won't ever be able to find controlled peace or absolute peace unless we give ourselves over to the Holy Spirit and allow Jesus and God to work in the midst of our situations. And so that's my encouragement today, is that you would consider that. Consider the promises that Jesus has made through the Holy Spirit, that whenever we feel anxious or wake up depressed or don't know what we're fighting for in that day, just fall on your knees, come to Jesus and ask. And if you don't know, just wait patiently and mobilize the community around you. And if you happen to be listening to this and you're not a Christian and you want to have this conversation, I'd love to have it with you. So I guess that's what I'm going to talk about. That's all I'm going to talk about today. I was going to do this whole Children's Day thing. I guess I'll do it at the end. So Peru does this cool thing, and maybe it's all South America, but they celebrate Children's Day, and it's a national holiday. And our entire organization, Missions in the Amazon, is founded upon reaching the young children. And that's where we put the most effort that we do within our organization, that towards our children's ministry, because we understand that the future is all there within the kids. Everything that we're developing, the holistic, sustainable communities, they're all going to be realized through these kids that are coming up through our organization, through our teaching. And so we have an awesome children's ministry. I'm so proud of the team that we've developed, and it's super exciting.